It had been 3 days since Liz had found the note Rob had left on the kitchen table. The short note simply said, "I don't know how we ended up here, but I realized I don't want to be here anymore. Give me some time so you don't pester me with talk, and I'll call you when I'm ready. If you don't give me my freedom, it'll be even longer before we talk." That was it. There wasn't a single name on the note. No "love you" or signature. Liz texted twice and called once, but got nothing back. She had no idea where Rob was. She wasn't even sure if he was local or had flown back to the construction site. She was beyond terrified that her 5-year marriage might be in real jeopardy, which at first glance seemed unfathomable, since the hot wife outings and subsequent chastity games had been prearranged and agreed upon with Rob. So Liz granted Rob's request for space and time, but her patience was wearing thin. By mutual agreement, their sexual play was completely unknown to any of their friends. This was one of Rob's strictest demands. He considered every detail of these games to be private and demanded that they be completely classified. This meant that Liz had no one to talk to about this sudden departure of Rob's. She'd been going over their last night together, trying to figure out what had happened that had upset Rob so much, and she'd found nothing. They'd had hot monkey sex and then slower lovemaking, and nothing seemed to be different from the last weekend. Liz was at a loss. The next day, Rob texted Liz asking if she would be home that evening. He was ready to discuss their marriage and future together. Damn, Liz thought, this is a lot more serious than I feared. She quickly replied, "Yes. 6 p.m. for dinner?" To which Rob replied, "No, not dinner. 7 p.m. just to talk. And I'm not staying the night." The remaining hours of work were wasted for Liz, and she went home early to mentally prepare herself for the conversation with Rob. Rob knocked on the door just as 7 p.m. and then slowly entered, heralding his arrival. "Honey, why did you knock? It's your house too, you know that." Honestly, I haven't felt like this since Sunday morning. Are you ready to talk?" "Yeah, sure. I have to admit I've hardly restrained myself from trying to find you, and I'm at a loss as to why exactly you left me. I thought Saturday night was terrific. I unlocked you, you brought me back, which was incredible as always, and we fell asleep in each other's arms. Please tell me what made you so upset that you left me." "All the kinky stuff we did came from me giving you more. For one thing, I just wanted to give you some freedom to have casual, safe sex with other men since I was traveling so much and was exhausted when I was home. I knew I was going through a busy period of work that had to end, and when I brought it up, you seemed to appreciate the gift I was offering to give you. We agreed to try this during a work project, knowing that we wanted to start planning for children when this project was finished and I was home again. We also agreed that your communications would only be in my absence and you would only discuss them with me, and only if I asked. I didn't really want to know the details. Agreed?" "Yes. And I really appreciate the freedom you've given me. I thought we were handling it well." "We were coping, but that all changed when you brought up my chastity. You told me you'd read some hot stories on the internet about hot wives who keep their husbands chaste. It didn't matter much to me since I was gone every week and you looked forward to seeing me at home, and we enjoyed the denouement and the hot monkey sex that followed. I certainly enjoyed being exhausted and satisfied each time before you put the cage back on." "So, Rob, what's up? I like our games. I've enjoyed the few times I've been with the others, and I felt you didn't mind. What happened that made you leave me out of touch for 3 days?" "What happened was that I saw a message pop up on your phone while you were showering Sunday morning. The message was from Mark." Liz tried to keep her expression neutral, but she could feel the muscles in her face tensing from the tension. "I saw the notification, so I didn't have to open the message itself. I was surprised he was texting you at all, and his comments shocked me. I decided not to say anything and wait to see what you did. Nothing. You didn't say anything to me about it. Then later that morning, you went to the bathroom and I checked your messages again. There were no messages there with Mark except for your last reply, which was, 'That sounds so tempting, let's do it.' So I concluded that you had a lengthy text conversation with Mark, deleted messages as you went along, and finally agreed to his original idea, which I saw for myself." Liz felt the blood rush from her face. She had no idea Rob had seen any of the text exchanges with Mark. This was a disaster. "I'm so sorry. I was going to discuss it with you later that day. It was just Mark's idea to further brighten the relationship. What's wrong with at least discussing it? I would never do anything without talking to you first." "Just an idea? From Mark? It was Mark's idea for you to put me in a husband cage? How many of our rules would Mark's latest idea break? Maybe only when I'm out of town. How about not too many times with the same guy? How about never getting into our bed? How about I don't want to know any details? When did this arrangement go from me giving you some freedom to your lover taking so much more from me, with your obvious bloody consent?" "I'm so sorry, Rob. I never really thought about it. It just seemed like a natural step, and I thought we could discuss it at some point. Again, I would never just do it without your consent after we discussed everything. I hope you at least realize that." "Okay, I agree that you wouldn't have done anything without talking to me, but where was your outrage at his suggestion? I offered you infrequent sex with other people outside of our marriage in an attempt to show you that I understand that you have needs that I don't fulfill. This arrangement had time limits, rules to adhere to, and I didn't want to know anything specific. Did you seriously expect me to even remotely consider having Mark fuck you in my bed in front of me while I was locked up? How did Mark even know I was locked up? And when did Mark become the idea man in our sexual relationship and marriage?" "Rob, I totally understand. I'm so sorry. You're right. I didn't realize how wrong it all was. I can't believe I didn't see how things really were. What can I do to make it right? Of course, Mark's the story. What else is there? I don't want to lose you over this stupidity of mine. Please tell me you're not going to leave me. I'll just die if that happens. I've spent the last few days trying to work out a few things, and this is what I've gotten so far. I still love you, but I'm extremely disappointed in you, and my trust in you has been severely damaged. And there are several layers to that trust. My trust in you as a person, as well as my belief that you will always keep our relationship first. I also feel seriously cheated by the fact that you didn't even want more than what I let you do in the beginning. And I was betrayed. I got my share too. Of course you didn't go for it. But you said it sounded tempting, and you told Asshat you'd pursue it. Think about it, Liz. I gave you what I thought was an incredible gift, and you let Asshat turn it into something designed mostly for his ego and my humiliation. And let's not forget that either he suggested the idea of a cage for your husband, or you told him about it yourself and broke our union of secrecy. I really screwed up. I realize that now. So where were we? You said you'd already decided something? Unless you're leaving me for good, I'll accept whatever punishment or consequences you deem appropriate. My main decision was that I am not responsible for fixing this mess. You broke us by showing up ready to take more from me and then give it to Asshat. I've spent the last 37 days in chastity while away from home. That was clearly over with. I have about the same amount of time, 5 weeks, left to spend at the facility. I'm taking a red-eye flight there tonight, and for the next 5 weeks I won't be flying home every weekend. You want to see me? This is where I'll be, without a cage for a husband, and probably horny. It's up to you how much we see each other over the next 37 days. It's up to you to entice me, seduce me, lure me into bed. The first step will be a clean STD report, since I don't really believe now that you've always had safe sex with Asshat or any other guy. Damn, I really screwed up, didn't I? Okay, Rob, I can see I'm going to have to work hard. I'll bring you an STD report next weekend, and if I have to spend that weekend naked on my knees, I'll gladly do it. Liz did bring Rob the STD report, which was clean and repeatedly confirmed that with the other 2 men she had used condoms every time. Rob also returned to their relationship, realizing that his gesture was too serious. Over the next 5 weeks, the couple had several serious conversations, with Liz traveling every weekend to meet with Rob. It wasn't easy, but they mutually decided to reaffirm their wedding vows once more, and Liz slipped the new ring onto Rob's finger in front of a small gathering of friends and family. Successful management of the project led to Rob being promoted 4 months later, and a year after that, Liz and Rob had their first child.